it's Caspar with another big bold bite-sized chunks of wisdom. I want to talk today about what are the goals that you're aiming at right now, because you may unintentionally be doing some harm with them. Here's what I mean. Let's say you've got a 5-year plan, but you've also got 1-year goals as well, which is pretty common, right? We've all got our annual targets to work towards. Here's the thought that I have. Quite often, the things that we're aiming at for our 1-year goal are not necessarily consistent with where we want to be with our 5-year goals. Now, they sound like they should be, and they might be, but I want to use an example to illustrate why this isn't always the case. The example I will draw from is from Bill Gates' most recent book, How to Avoid a Climate Crisis. And he's talking about the big bold goal of how do we get the world to carbon zero by 2050. And so in the book he talks about all different strategies and ideas about how we're going to get there. He then overlays that with the different plans of how we're going to get to 2030 and the different reductions that are needed. Now, here's the rub. The plans and the strategies and the ideas that are needed to get to the goals in 2030 are fundamentally different and actually not consistent with the goals that we need to get to 2050. So, for example, there are certain infrastructural changes in terms of our power generation and so on that we will need to undertake those plans like pretty soon if we're going to get to the 2050 goals. However, if we just focused on the 2030 goals, we would take initiatives which bring them down a little bit rather than looking to get them down to zero. So it's a great example of how the short-term goals are not consistent with the long-term goals. And I experienced this in the business that I'm building now, and I look at what are our 6-month plans, our 12-month plans, and I think, okay, well that will lead me to take certain actions to build the team, to get certain clients on board and so on. But actually, if I'm looking at our 5-year plan of what we're trying to do, actually I need to get a whole bunch of different skill sets around the table right now and start building and planning that. And it's a very different mindset and a strategy and approach that you need if you're going after those longer term 5-year goals. So look, the thought that I want to share with you, to leave with you, is to be really clear, what is that longer term plan, the 5-year plan, the big bold goal, whatever time frame is, and then how does that relate to the specific goals and the strategies you've got for the next shorter, maybe medium term period, so let's say a year. Are they inconsistent? Is that leading you to take actions which actually make the big bold goal harder? So it's something to think about, it's something to debate in your teams by saying what we're aiming for this year, is that actually moving us closer towards that? And it might look on the face of it like it is with the climate change reductions, but actually when you dig beneath the surface, it's a whole bunch of different infrastructure, people, strategies that are needed. So look, that's my thought for the day. Don't be unintentionally damaging your longer term prospects with what you're doing in the short to medium term. All right, stay tuned for another big bold bite coming up soon. Take care.